Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to go over the customer assignment. So you'll see here that I've already gone over the student. I went an overview of program 9. Then I have 3 videos on the student assignment. And now I'm going to go over the customer assignment. So if you want to work with a partner, one of you, I recommend, one of you do student, one of you do customer. You don't have to do that. It's just, for learning, it's better. If you're going to work by yourself, if you want to work on the easier one, I would recommend doing the student. The customer is a little more complicated, but it is, you have been working on it all semester, so it's not, so you're familiar with what I'm looking for. All right, so the first thing about the customer is that we're going to have to change your list. You're going to have to use a struct. And your struct is going to have a last name, a first name, a unique ID, and then 3 doubles, one for the account balance, one for the total for the order, and one for the total for the previous order. And we're going to go over that in a minute. And then your menu is going to, you're going to put 5 customers into your list. Please review the first overview video. You're going to use a struct, an array of structs. Then once you do that, you're going to print your entire list onto the screen. You're going to be able to print the information for one customer onto the screen based on the index. And then when you want to add information or add menu items for a customer or check out a customer, you're going to have to set up which customer you want to be working with. So you're going to have an S to set up which customer, and that's also going to be set up based on the index. And then you have an option N to add a new customer to the list, and of course the option Q. All right, so let's get started. I've already created my project. So if I go here on Canvas, I can download this customer code. So this video, we're going to go over this customer code. It's a very good way to review. So this is my customer code. Let's make sure that it works. All right, so this is not the code for with the struct. This is a code for just a customer. You can add an item to your order, start over with a new order, or check out or quit. So if I want to, I have $20 in my account, I add. So if I want to add this and I want to add 5 of those, so now my item is $81. My order is also $81 if I wanted to add another item. So now my order is $104. If I want to check out, I only have $20 in my account, so I need to keep adding. If I add 50, I still don't have enough. When I do have enough, I'm going to check out, and then my balance is going to reflect that. This says we're not using any files on this assignment, so I've just gone ahead, and we're also not using input-output parameters on this assignment. So I went ahead and created a code that is similar to the student. I just took out the input-output parameters. So let's just review this program 6 with no input-output parameters. So the first, we have our greeting. The second, we have our menu selection. So this function is going to display all of the, let's find it down here. Okay, it's going to display the menu items. And obviously we're going to add a couple more to this, but for program 6, we only needed these few. Now we're going to have to add some more items to that, but you display it. You declare a temporary selection, you get the selection, you return the selection as a character that matches the return type of the menu selection function. So I've chosen to not use the input-output parameter here, so I just wanted to show you these differences. The next function is display the food, order one item. So this one, instead of using an input-output parameter, you are going to order one item. So let's go, but in order to order one item, obviously you have to display the food selection, set the price, add the quantity. So all of these, of course, are the same as program 4. So let's go check what's happening here. when you're going to add one item to your order, we're going to jump out of, this is when you select A, we're going to jump out of this function into our one item order function. We're going to set the price at 0, the total is at 0, the item number, we are ready. So then you call your display food selections. So you jump out of here, you display your food selections. This is an integer, this is going to return an integer. You're going to come back here, display your food selection will return an integer, and that would be the item number. Then you're going to pass, you print it onto the screen to make sure it works. Then you're going to pass that item number to the set price function. Then the set price function is going to set the price based on what number it is. So if it's a number 1, the price is 11. Of course, you can have your own prices here. And then at the end, it's going to return that price. That price is going to of type double. So it's going to set the price. It's going to take the number, figure out based on the number what that price is. And then, of course, you take that price, and this function is going to ask the user how many they want to add to the order. So we will jump down to our add quantity. You just ask, how many do you want to order at that price? You add that quantity, then you return the price times the quantity. And now you have gone back up to this function. And now you have added one item to your order. You have the total, that total, and then you return the total and you come back here. So when you select an A, you're going to keep adding an item to the order. So let's just go through this again. We have our balance. We start out with $20. You display the menu. So if the user selects Q, you're not even going to go into this loop. It's just going to quit. If the user selects A, we're going to say the user select A. You're going to add one item to the order. In that, you're going to display the numbers, get the number, pass the number to the set price, and pass the price to the quantity, and then you're going to have the total for that item. And then you're going to present that item total. You're going to have to take that item total, add it to the order total, right? Because you add one item at a time to the order. And so if you first time it's $80, then your order will be 80. Then if you have 20 more dollars, then your entire order will be 100. So you can keep adding items to the order until you're ready to check out. So the only thing that's different here is that I've gotten rid of the input-output parameter. So you should be very familiar with program 6. This is just program 6 with no input-output parameters. And then you have C for checkout. So when you check out, this is your total. This is your balance. You're going to call the checkout function. You pass the balance, you pass the total, and then the checkout function is going to make sure you have enough. So you go back here to your checkout function. So the checkout function obviously uses the check for enough and the reload. So if your price is 0, you have not selected anything, so you need to select A to add items to your order. But if you have, then you need to make sure that your balance is enough to cover the price. If it's not enough, then you're going to have to call the reload function. So let's go through this. So this is initialization for this loop. You check for enough. You take your balance, you take your total price. If your balance is greater than or equal to your total price, you return a 1. If it is not, you return a 0. So this is going to either return a 1 or a 0. If it returns a 1, that means you have enough. If it returns a 0, it means you do not have enough. So therefore, you need to call the reload function. The reload function is just going to ask you how much you want to add. and return that new balance after it's been added. So it's going to take in the balance, ask how much you want to add to it, and then get a new balance. So right here, this is initialization for the loop. This is the test. You do not have enough. And then this is the update. And eventually enough is going to return a 1. When enough returns enough, when enough returns a 1, you just subtract the price from your balance, and then you return your new balance and tell the user to enjoy their purchase. So then you would come back here to your main function after you've checked out. And the thing is we've been working on this all semester. So we started out on program 4, and then program 6, you added more features. So you should be very, very familiar with this. And if not, you can go through this code. This code is posted for you. It is right here with the assignment. I've given you an explanation of what I expect of the assignment. I have given you this code to help you get started, and I have given you sample output so you know what to expect. And so just going through this code, I recommend you download this code and you get a very full understanding of this code before you begin adding the array of structs to it, which I'm going to do in the next video. All right, so this is N is going to be the option for N is going to be different in your new one, because here N allowed you to start out with a new order and start from scratch. But N in the new option, if we take a look at our, not that, if we take a look at our assignment, our menu options are, N is going to add a new customer to the end of the list. So in the next video, we're going to create our struct. Then we're going to do all of these things in video 2. All of the struct stuff is going to be in video 2. And then video 3, we're going to incorporate all of the purchasing into our array of structs. All right, so my recommendation is to please review this code. On your final exam, you will be asked questions on how to use functions like this, functions that, take an integer and go through and set the price possibly, functions that display selections and return an integer. I'm going to, program 9 is what I'm going to use to come up with questions for your final exam. Here, you should know how to do the checkout function. You should understand how the check for enough money function works, and you should understand how the reload function works. So please review this code, and in the next video, we will start adding the struct to it.